Cue the gents then.
Hi there everyone, welcome back to another Monday Club live from 7 UK time here on Weir Yard with me, Jennifer Kirk. It's really great to see you. Hope you are well, and today, coming up in today's live stream, well, the Hornby 00 Duchess of Atholl finally arrived. So I'm really quite pleased about that, and I know that those of you who were desperately after one of these as well, if you got one, then it is an amazing model. I know that there's been so much controversy around the supply of these models, and hopefully those of you who had a pre-order with Rails that was cancelled unexpectedly were able to find a model to order with other retailers. No, it's really unfortunate, but hopefully that's sorted out. I know that Locomotion models for a while actually had several that were unallocated, so there were places where you could get them, but I know it was quite a big faff for anybody who'd ordered on day one like I had. Let's see, who have we got? Southern Train Girl, Tim Condrup, Liam at New Mills Model Railway. Good evening. First 2 days running trains at my local heritage railway. So glad to get back volunteering. I hope you're all well. Certainly are. Thank you very much. Z Fantasy Trains. Hi Jenny from Arizona, USA. Robert Becking, hi to you. Minnie Wisconsin Junction, a big hello to you, and thanks for sharing the stream on Facebook as well. And don't forget, everybody, do share the stream on social media. Let everybody know that we are live, dangerous, and all are welcome. And we're going to be doing, it's Bank Holiday Monday, so we're going to be doing a lot of trains running. And as I say that, I look over to the monitor and see that there are no trains on screen at the present time. But there's also a few other bits and pieces that I've been up to up here as well. We've got the Cupboard Monkey acting as my call screener. So this is basically my Roz. Roz.
Hi, Dr. Crane.
Who have we got next on the line?
This is Jimmy from Wisconsin, and he wants to go to Butterworld.
Oh yeah, but sorry, that means nothing if you're not into Frasier. Big hello to Hermitage Road. It says, evening Jenny and all, hope you ate L or eel. No, not eel, but no, we actually had we had a big lunch, and I've been eating fake knockoff Magnum ice creams for about the hour beforehand. So,
And I'm trying my best to resist ordering a pizza.
no, we agreed on this. No,
you agreed on this.
Just a puggle with internet access, also known as Harrison. Hello there,
my goodness.
folks. Oh my word! And
Thank you so much, George.
George Botterini has donated $10 on the super chat. Thank you very much. Thanks, Jenny and Zoe. And George Botterini, as it is bank holiday and you've been so generous, is there a particular train, well, certainly a particular locomotive that you might like to see running? You may be happy with the ones that are running. We've got the Duchess of Atholl. Which,
every time you look at the screen, there's nothing on it.
I know. So, Duchess of Atholl has stopped.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, we have an emergency.
Oh, here we go.
This is an interesting one. Why? Oh, I know why.
Because you pressed the stop button?
No, I've been doing some scenery work, and it's basically...
Have you glued your trains to the floor again?
No, but I have got glue on the track, it seems. Yeah, I've managed to...
Jenny.
Yeah, just give me a moment. I'll be with you. Talk amongst yourselves. Has George said if he wants a particular...
I am looking for that. We got a message from Sam M saying, Zoe, I enjoyed your chat with Chris Novabug this week. Thank you very much. I'm glad you did.
It just shows that YouTube is a great community. So hopefully that will now go round. Oh!
Did you just bang your head on a shelf that you put there?
I did.
Well done.
Yeah.
No, you're in such good condition this week, aren't you? Just always knocking your head on things.
Gwen Reese Davies says A4 love symbol, and yes, it's a bit of an unusual one. It's Andrew K. McCosh. And you're thinking like, what?
Jenny?
Yes?
Did you call a heart a love symbol?
Yes, I did. But it's A4 number 3. Andrew K. McCosh. It was probably something like, a name of a bird originally. But just before nationalisation, a lot of the LNER directors went, hey, we've just named a locomotive after Nigel Gresley, the chief motive power superintendent. We want a bit of that action. And they started renaming A4s willy-nilly after themselves. So that's the A4 that's going round. Mark Wilson says, boot out Toby the Troll. Oh, has Henrietta left him?
He was suggesting that you were sexy. I mean, we all know it, but people don't say that sort of thing.
Oh, right, so I take that back.
This is a clean place.
Yeah, come on now,
we keep
kids.
everything nice.
Yeah, come on now, kids. We've got to play nice. Remember that there are minors in the chat, so we just want to be extra specially good behaviour. Oh, what's going on here?
Have you broken something again? Oh my goodness, it's derailed.
This has been going around all week with no issues. The moment I start talking...
And the moment that you start adding scenery to your layout again and glue everything to the floor.
Yeah, Richard Swiderski says, oh no, Duchess in trouble. What it is I've been doing some static grass over there. Yes,
Madame, would you care for a beverage?
Yeah, just fill it up whilst I'm talking. Yeah, I've been doing some static grassing, and of course you use that, it's like a spray mount to layer the static grass. And what's actually happened is that it goes on the track and you get like a film on the track and you have to clean it off. I thought I'd been good. But that's why the Duchess has decided to have a little bit of a tantrum over there.
We've got a great question here from Mark Wilson. Was there an A4 called Willy Nilly?
No.
Because if there was, that was very ridiculous.
Right, George Botterini, here we are. It says, the Duchess is fine. Well, thank you very much, but that was a super generous donation on the super chat. I should also thank Christopher Moss, who after the live stream finished last week donated £10 on paypal.me, which was incredibly generous of him. So I don't want to forget to thank him as well, and we will try and keep an eye on that if anybody does donate, to be able to thank them. Diet Coke is the beverage of choice tonight. We seem to be on that a lot.
It's a good year.
Russell Benton says, nobody calls me sexy. That's like the line from Airplane. It's like, and don't call me Shirley.
Oh, my knee. They have done a number on that knee.
Naive Gage, hi to you. Bentel, anybody else watching Paddington 2 waiting for Tornado to feature?
Hey, there's a fun fact for you. The two Paddington films have almost perfect Metacritic scores.
Yes, we say this every time we mention
it's them and Citizen Kane, basically.
Richard Swiderski, absolutely Murphy's Law. Dave Smith, hi to you. Tim J.D. Dowd, no smoke deflectors on the Duchess, Jenny. Of course, it's Duchess of Atholl as she appeared when she was new, basically. It's as released by Hornby 00 back in the day. Spot all the inconsistencies that we're giving Hornby a free pass on with this box. I'll give you a hint. It didn't come in a blue and white striped box when it was new. It would have been a plain blue box. In fact, actually, I think that Duchess of Atholl was probably initially only available in the LMS passenger set with 2 coaches, oval of track and a controller. Also, this model's 2-rail. As we all know, 2-rail Hornby 00 is in red and white striped boxes, but we'll give it a free pass on that. But this is a nice thing. I'm really pleased to be able to get that. Actually, I should thank Simon Kohler, who took immense pity on me and went, I think we've got one in the shop downstairs. Come with me. Paid full RRP for it, mind. It wasn't like, here's a freebie. No. And, in fairness...
I don't think anyone would have expected a freebie.
I certainly wouldn't have. And in fairness, the Atholl has sold probably beyond Hornby's expectations. And it's something that there's a review coming up on Wednesday. And in that, I do actually say that with hindsight, Hornby could have probably sold 1,000 of them with greatest of ease rather than the 500 that was made. But of course, the hindsight's always 20/20. But looking forwards is a little bit fuzzy.
James Hardy says it wouldn't have come in a red striped box. I'm assuming this is because of a time period thing. It would have been before the red stripe.
No. The Duchess of Atholl, as released, is 2-rail, and funnily enough, it says on the box up here, it says 2-rail. But of course, 2-rail never came in blue and white striped boxes. It only ever came in the red and white striped boxes. Apart from, I think, the only exception was very, very early super detail wagons, and in the first year or so of release, they came in blue and white striped boxes, but never the locomotives.
We've got Wardle Road here. He's coming from his live stream.
Aha! Wardle Road, big hello to you. It was interesting actually watching you making those snow plows. Was it for the front of? I presume your was that for the Class 20 or for a new locomotive that I haven't yet seen on your channel?
Yeah, we missed the start. We just popped in.
Yeah. Big hello to Combat Bunny. Great to see you as well. And of course we've got the Combat Bunny. Train up here somewhere. I think it's the Helgen 1366 class, which did feature in last Friday's video the top 5 best value ready to run locomotives. And it's one of those things when you do them, you go through and think, oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh, well, mention that one. And then as soon as you record it, edit it, and put it out, the first thing people say in the comments is, what about this one? And you look at it and you go, oh, missed that out. So actually there's loads of good ones that could have been in there. And actually the one that nobody mentioned, which I then thought afterwards, I bet somebody will mention this, it was the 242, is it the Aspinall Radial, the ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire 242 tank. Cupboard Monkey, go on, spit it out. Start chuckling away over there.
Les has arrived and he says,
hi Les!
Hello from the independent duchy of not Lothlobia and Gardinia. Well, here in the Empire of Genitopia, we say hello.
Yes, hello to thee. And I believe that the world of Notlobia and Gardinia does have an embassy here somewhere in the mill. I'm sure that Les built it in when he made the fabulous back scene. And actually, as luck would have it, you've just put it on the angle where you can see some of Les's amazing handiwork. Don't forget as well to check out Les's closing down sale for his business, Frame Around, and a lot of really great pictures. And I'll just, so that people know what kind of pictures you can get there. There's all sorts of stuff, but that's one that I got from Frame Around in the sale. There's some over there. Loads of really great pictures. There's one up there. There's one over there.
You've stuck a picture anywhere you can.
Oh yeah, why do I want to see bare walls?
It looks wonderful.
There's another couple over there. It's eclectic.
From an artistic point of view, I absolutely have to say I love it.
And actually, with they call them mirror hooks. You actually screw them to the wall with these little brackets that screw to the frame. You can actually put them on the ceiling, which is brilliant.
Gareth Davies says, why is your DMU running the wrong line?
Funnily enough, no, that is a bi-directional line. And essentially that line can run in either direction.
It runs for both teams.
It does bat a little bit for both teams. It's not really wrong line. If you were to look further back, there is a set of signals that it's not going against, as it were, as it chugs around there. I'm looking around. There's a few places actually where there are signals to signal it in that way. The innermost track, which of course you can't see it on that angle now.
What's wrong? Would you like me to take you off the screen?
No. You still wouldn't see it. But you'll just see that Class 20 going down the incline. That's the innermost line. That also is bi-directional. James Hardy, it even got a model metal body. Yeah, the Duchess of Atholl weighs an absolute ton because it's a fully die-cast body. And it's really nice, and it feels like a Hornby 00 model. Not the tender, because the tender's plastic. And I know in interviews Simon Kohler said, oh, we're really pleased to find that it had a plastic tender. No, it didn't. City of London and City of Liverpool, which were the much later ones, did. but Duchess of Athol and Duchess of Montrose, and actually the Canadian Pacific as well, that ill-fated export model, all had tin plate tenders. But we forgive him that. But the actual locomotive body is amazing. And you can feel the difference, actually, when you just rest your fingers on it and feel it, even though, you know, it's painted. The difference in feel is incredible between that and the plastic-bodied Duchess.
So, Jen, what have you been doing lately up here in the loft? There was something that you wanted to show people?
And the loft. Oh yes, right. It's actually, we're going to go to the roving cam. Have you set it up?
Whoa. Oh, your trains seem to not like that.
Yeah, there's Andrew K. McCosh. We're going to change that. But whilst I'm changing that, it doesn't show up quite so well on the camera. When you actually see it, the flicker is very pronounced.
Yeah, it's not quite as pronounced on here.
Which is very strange, because when I look at it, that brazier is very pronounced in person. But I've been adding some scale model scenery effects. We've got the brazier and we've got the bonfire. And they do a lot of stuff like laser cut kits. But the other thing they do is some of these electronics type stuff. And they're really easy to fit, so we're going to have a full video on this on the Friday video. Excuse me, but I'm going to let the Cupboard Monkeys show you them, whilst I'm going to change Andrew K. McCosh, because it's starting to misbehave. Now, what I will say is that...
Is this train's behaving badly?
Something like that.
This
has actually got a lace DCC decoder in, and... a lot of people say, oh, they're amazing value for money. They're apparently ripping off other people's intellectual property, so I've been told. I know that, I think it's DCC Concepts says some of the firmware in them is pirated from their Zen decoders. So I never buy them anymore.
It's weird to see. When I pull this out, you can't see the flicker almost at all.
Yeah, it's weird.
But when you get a little bit closer, it kind of does it.
It's something to do with the frame rate, I guess.
Yeah, can we switch to something else that I don't have to hold?
Yeah.
Yay!
So what I'm going to do, actually, Princess Royal, we're going to put on Princess Mary Louise. I know nobody's requested it, but it's my show, I request it. I know George
We're getting a few requests for Gronks here. People are you now using the hashtag GronkFest2020.
Yeah, well, maybe in time.
Also, people are on the lookout for the TARDIS, and here's the thing: I don't know where it is today either.
4606. Can I just do this?
Oh my goodness, Simon Trains! Thank you so much.
Oh wow,
that's incredibly generous. My goodness.
That is. If you give me one moment to get. It is a sound loco. I was just making. Oh, that is immensely generous. I'm going to scroll down to. Good God, you all have been busy. Simon Trains MRS, £10. That is amazing. So Simon Trains MRS. What locomotive would you like to see running on Weir Yard? So I think you get to pick the next loco change. So if you let us know in the comments, we will try and get that on the track.
Wakefield Train Lad says, have you pre-ordered the Hush Hush?
Yes.
Is that the one that looks like a Batman train?
Yeah, the Hush Hush. I did have it ordered with rails. Obviously, we know what happened there. And what we actually had to do is I ended up getting it from Hatton's. I noticed that, as luck would have it, whilst it was sold out on a couple of different versions, there was a version that the same version that I'd ordered from Rails was not. It was allowing pre-orders, so I've ordered that with Hatton's. But
Simon says
has to be the Gronk. I thought so.
Gronk.
Any particular livery, given that I can do BR Green, Intercity, BR Blue, Express Parcels, Felixstowe Docks, Longmoor Military Railway, Engineers Grey, and do we have any others up here? I've got a lot in BR Blue, it has to be said. No, I think that's all of the different Gronk liveries. I just wonder, is there a specific Gronk, or is any Gronk a goal? Let's have a look. So, I've just seen it as...
Gronk it up. Gronk it up, baby.
Simon Trains MRS. Last call for any particular Gronk. Oh,
What have you broken this time?
this came off the track.
Hey, what do you like?
Oh, how strange. So keep an eye on the comments, Cupboard Monkey. Don't get complacent.
Jenny's broken her trains. Jenny's broken the trains.
Let's hope it doesn't do that thing where it goes, we've just popped your chip.
Simon says, any Gronk, please.
Any Gronk. Brilliant. Right, anyway, come here.
You just broken. No, it's all right. It's all fine and dandy. What's going on?
Actually, no, I'm going to change the Class 108.
What about those Gronks? Oh.
Yes, they will be in a moment. Right, so I'm going to stop the Class 108. And the reason for this is because I was going to put it on where the Class 20 is going round. But then I realised that nobody would actually see that because for most of the way round, that particular line doesn't actually appear on camera very much. So just give me 1 moment.
We're getting a lot of questions here about Rails and Hornby.
I thought we would.
Yeah.
So go ahead, shoot with them. Let me know what people are asking. And bear in mind, I'm not going to speculate. Not going to...
Yeah. Naive Gauge says, what is the further news on Rails not being able to supply Hornby products? And James's Railway, 64 years of modelling. My goodness, that's a lot. Any idea why Rails of Sheffield stopped selling Hornby? Now, we've had a fair few reports of other train sellers with Hornby products, haven't we?
I can confirm at least one, which is Tennant's Trains, but I believe that could actually be old news insofar as...
Yeah, we had a report on that live stream where we broke the news, where someone was saying their local one had already stopped, so it may end up being the same one.
Tennant's Trains apparently stopped last year, so that's what I mean by old news.
Yeah.
So let's just get this running for Simon. 8673. Loco 8673.
Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Gronkity gronk. Yeah.
They have the sound as well.
Oh,
So-
excellent. We're getting a fair few comments here. Gareth Davies says, could we have a look around the layout, please?
Oh, well,
You haven't done a layout tour for a while, have you?
I haven't, no. It has to be said, we're a little bit hampered because there's only so long a lead. It's one of the things that we keep
really
meaning to get an extension
I will
lead.
order one.
The Cupboard Monkey will now order an extension lead. Too little, too late. So, to give you an idea of Weir Yard, so we'll start at the Weir Yard sign, and we've got the Duchess of Athol just going around over there. So we've got, you'll recognise some of these angles from the videos. So you can see right over there into the corner, the main lines go down there, and then up here we've got the upper level, which is the top of the hump yard, but then this track here that goes around the outside is also a running line. So I was trying not to give you all travel sickness. So up here as well we've got, there's a mountain in the corner, well a little bit of a hill, and then I really like this scenic area with the back scene based on Langdale. You'll remember the video, inspirational areas for modelling. Well, that video, when we filmed it, was what eventually became the inspiration for this, even though you guys saw this long before you saw the video. And then we've got the tunnels. That's the bit that's called, gets referred to as Jablite Mountain there. And then I've got to go back around the Cupboard Monkey. Oh look, computers for the win. And then that's the other. I'm afraid this is as far as I can stretch on this.
Next week we'll be able to do better.
All right. So there's the other side of Jablite Mountain. I really like the military establishment that's there. And then this is the bottom of the hump yard. So we've got all of the sidings at the lower end of the hump. The sidings where stuff's sorted. There's also some engineers' sidings over here. That's the little tabernacle that the tin chapel and the flickery light things going on down there. Let me just sit down. So the Class 20 is just coming down the grade. It's about 4% grade. It is quite steep. And then somewhere down there, that is literally the limit of this cable. That's the access to the hidden fiddle yard, which is underneath, that you can kind of see over there down underneath. And that joins round here. And then we've got the... it's like a town over in the corner. This is literally as close as I can get you guys to it. And then...
Again, next week we'll be able to do a far more intense one. Jen, we don't want to scare people off.
And then this is the TMD. So I do have a shed. It's currently full of diesels. And this is the infamous turntable that when we do the review videos, you will see cranked around from this thing down here. It's just a Meccano gear set. You can actually see that turns the turntable around. So it's quite a nice operational feature. It is all electrically active, so you can drive trains on and off. Before anybody says, I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm just going to try and line up those tracks. You have to line them up by eye. And then I like the back scene over here is another one of my favourite areas. You can see there, done by Les. We have the flyover bridge. The signal box scene at the top of the hump as well gets a lot of appearances in photos and videos because it is a very photogenic point. And then we kind of back up to the top of the yard, and there again is the Weir Yard sign. So that's the little tour. So I'm just going to put that camera to one side, and then I've missed so many comments.
Oh look, Jenny's far behind the comments.
I'm currently at 1918. What actually is the time? And don't forget to tickle that like button, and really
it's
important.
1926. You are 8 minutes behind.
So I'm 8 minutes behind on the comments. I will occasionally do like a quick flick through, trying to catch up. But we've got 288 people in. It's really great to see you all. I hope I find you all well. Don't forget that show your love for the channel and for the Monday Club by sharing the stream on social media. Let everybody know that we're live dangerous. Everybody is welcome, and I really do mean that. And also, if you haven't already done so, do hit that subscribe button as well.
Here's an interesting question for you from Naive Gauge. Does anyone know if you can get replacement wheel sets with resistors built in to use for block detection?
I've not heard of anything about that. But I'd just like to say, James Regier, I'm not sure how to pronounce your surname, but a big hello to you. I believe we got to know each other on the Great Book of Face, actually through Ken Patterson. So so great to see you in. John Slade, Sam M, John Slade, again, J94, big hello to you. Gareth Davies. Oh yeah, that's the comment. That's the comment that I've just done the tour with. DB194 says Bodmin and Wenford Railway's online shop have a BR Blue Gronk for 115. So tempted. The BR Blue actually does really suit the Gronk as well. I've probably got, in fact, no, I certainly got more BR Blue ones than any others. I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's about 5 rail blue ones. But certainly if you don't have a Gronk, then you really are missing out. Big hello to Chris Hale's Heritage Railway. James's Railway, 64 years modelling. I've answered. Gosh, so this is how far behind. I'm now getting to the comments that the Cupboard Monkey made me aware of a while ago.
Yep.
So, Flymo Chairman 1, hi to you. Crossways Point Junction, Moreland Model Railway, subscribe to your channel. Your layout looks brilliant.
Just bang my head on.
Oh, careful now, Cupboard Monkey. Wasn't that the layout that we did? We showed a really, really great layout on the Monday Club. Probably a couple of months ago now. I have a feeling it might be that one, and I was very impressed as well. Matt Ovell, you're right not to speculate, but that's exactly what every would-be customer will be doing. It would be better for the reputation of both brands if they can be open about what's happened. What I can say is that
I think they can't in case it escalates.
There are commercial sensitivities. There's probably something going on behind the scenes, some kind of negotiation maybe, but I don't actually know about that. What I can say with absolute certainty, because I've seen some people speculating about financial health. Now, Rails does not have any financial problems whatsoever, so you can quash that rumour straight out of the gate. It's nothing to do with that. Hornby, there is nothing new about their finances that isn't already public knowledge. They are in debt, but they have been for a while. They're slowly sorting out their finances. It's a long process. There's nothing unusual about what's going on in that respect. And again, that's all public knowledge in their accounts. Essentially, we're just going to have to wait and see. But the upsum is that if you had any new Hornby product on order with Rails, they currently, at the time of recording this, which is right now, they can't fulfill that because their account with Hornby has been finished. It's closed. Now, whether they do deal with Hornby again in the future, who can say? It's also, as far as I'm aware, it's nothing to do with discounting levels. I know that was another area of people's speculation. It's nothing to do with that. I know that the tenant trains, the information I've seen online was something to do with the 10% discount. As I understand it, with Rails, it's nothing to do with a discount level being sought and not given. Right, hi to John Slade. Referring Rails, does this mean Hornby is in trouble then? Absolutely not. As I just said, it's nothing to do with financial situations. Simon Trains MRS says, thank you, Jenny. Absolutely welcome. Thank you for your incredibly generous donation. So it's the least I can do is put a gronk on for you when you've donated that. Dongit's Model Railway, that line looks very close to the back scene there. Yeah, at the
Would
back.
that be that one?
Yeah, if I go to that angle, the track on the very top, on top of that wall, where the cupboard monkey's finger is coming perilously close to destroying my model, that is actually as close to the back scene as you can get without the trains touching it. David Watts says 293 watching with only 78 likes. You
now
don't
it's
have to
312 and with 102 likes.
Oh, it's going up. Don't forget to tickle that like button and share on social media too. Really important, a great way that you can share the love for the channel. Big hello to Rule 1 Model Railways. The ledger at Hornby still doesn't look too great though. No, but it's within expected parameters. There is nothing unusual about this. So what I can say is there's no point in speculating about either Rails or Hornby's financial situation because that had nothing to do with this decision. Mark 4 Books Tenant's website states our efforts to supply the range at competitive and realistic prices have been stopped by Hornby after we refused to support the maximum 10% on new models. It's interesting actually. I think if you delve into a lot of these, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes, and you can't sum up in a sentence what has probably been several months of back and forth negotiations.
Yeah.
In all honesty, it's got to be more complicated than that because retail price maintenance is illegal in the UK. So I will say straight up that Hornby will not be doing anything illegal. So don't even speculate about that.
Yeah.
Right. James Suckin Life, hi to you. Suckin Life, that sounds like what I have to do with my belly every time I go out. It's like thick, thin, thick, thin. Yeah. Gareth Davies, hi to you. Naive Gauge, does anyone know if you... Oh, right, we've already read that out. Are you keeping an eye on the comments or are you just gabbering with me? David Scott says, all out of focus. I'm afraid the roving cam is a bit slow to focus, so when you're moving it around, it can't keep up.
Yeah.
Moreland Model Railway, Andy, hi to you. And Minnie Wistaston Junction, big hello to you as well. Thank you very much for sharing on social media earlier on. Very much appreciated. Mark Wilson, best Gronk livery is the Intercity one.
Well, I think I would agree.
It is one of my favourites actually, and the Gronk that's going round is one of my favourite Gronks. What I would say though is that I also like the Red Star Parcels livery. You alright?
I keep hearing a noise.
Which is what?
Dum-dum.
Could be that going over a join or something.
I think it is, because it's every time that train's
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
round.
St Mary Church Model Railway, hi to you. Paul Cotterell, bread and butter pudding tonight. Not something I like, actually.
I do. With a
I've
few
always,
raisins, that's lovely.
As a child, I just hate. I couldn't get my head around bread and butter in that, and no. But I have to say, it's not for me. But you enjoy that. Tim Condrup asks, Jenny, are you having any food like biscuits, chocolate, or cake and drink in the loft? Just Diet Coke at the moment. Unfortunately, the Cupboard Monkey and I are battling with lingering illness, with like upset stomachs. So we're just taking it easy.
I still want to order a pizza.
No, you can put a pizza in for yourself, but you're not ordering one.
They're only like 2 inches across.
I will have 2 then. James Long says, evening, recently found your channel, enjoying the content so far. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad that you've enjoyed what you see. And we do work really hard on the videos. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up, haven't we, Cupboard Monkey? Including, we've got the full review of the Duchess of Atholl. If I can stop gushing over it for 5 minutes, then I'll be able to show you just what that model is like in the flesh. It is actually all filmed apart from some pickups. And then also on Friday, I've been concentrating on smaller suppliers. So we've got stuff from Econ going in. In fact, if I go to that picture...
Everyone's agreeing with me that Monday nights aren't the same without a pizza.
No. I don't know. Yes, you can just see, look to the Girder Bridge, and can everybody see the signal changing colour? I can see it on my screen, but of course I know where to look. So,
yeah, we can see it on the screen.
Is that what people are saying?
No, I can see it. I'm looking at it.
Excellent. That is one of the projects. You'll see all about that. It's from an Econ kit. You can buy them ready-made. They go under the Burco brand. Basically, Burco is the built-up signals. Econ is the kit signals of the same signals. Excuse me. So you can actually save a bit of money by building it yourself. They are actually really easy to build. Also, I've got hiccups from the Coke. But I've put in a signal there, and I'm really pleased with the results. I've used the Econ signal kits before. Always thoroughly enjoy them. They are a great brand. But if you want to see all about me wiring that in, building up the kit, and its placement and blending in the scenery, that's coming up in full on Friday's video. And scale model scenery for the flickering braziers and stuff again. Not products that I've particularly come across much, although in the winter build that Les and I did for Hornby, we did actually use one of the scale model series sceneries bonfires that was left over from when we did Great Model Railway Challenge, because they were one of the sponsors of that.
It was actually very impressive how you got that to work. The lighting on that little layout was great.
Yeah, I think we did a great job on that. We come straight off the back of doing Great Model Railway Challenge, so we're all fired up with this sort of like obsession with silly animations. So I actually made the figure skaters go round on the pond. We had a flickering bonfire. We had car headlights on the car. We had street lights, we had lights in the building. I'm just looking down in there. I think that was all the effects that we had, but certainly it was a good little build, that. I'm interested.
Everyone's saying they're all hungry now.
Oh, stop it! Stockton Junction says, can you give me a channel shout out, please? So big shout out to Stockton Junction. And as I always say, I'm not one of these YouTubers that pulls the ladder up after and goes, no, it's all about me. So I'm really quite happy for people to let others know about their YouTube channel in the comments. Obviously don't spam. If you do spam like repeatedly, one after the other, then the mods will go there, be very stern and go, excuse me. But I'm quite happy for people to pimp their YouTube channel, let other people know about the content that they do. Let's have a look. Belmont Junction, good evening to you. Jamie Bullock, hello, love your layout. It looks nicely detailed. Thanks very much. It's one of those things, no model railway is truly ever finished. You reach a point where, to the undiscerning eye, perhaps it looks complete, and Weir Yard's been at that stage now for about 6 months or so. But as every railway modeller knows, there's always room to add and improve, and that is exactly what I've been doing. The War World Scenic Static Grass applicators have become some of my favourite little gizmos, and I've been putting static grass everywhere, quite literally everywhere. I think the cupboard monkey, if they sat still for long enough, they'd end up with static
You
grass.
would static grass our toaster. It is that blue loco going over one of the points there. It's making a noise.
Yeah,
We've got a question here from Aiden's Railways. Hi,
Yeah.
Jenny. Who was it that you mentioned a few weeks back who did custom etched nameplates?
Oh, that was 247 Developments. We did do a review quite a few months ago now, and I think I've actually still got some to hand. Let me just see if I can find some. Come here, where are you? Yeah. So 247 Developments, and they sent over a whole load. Let me just try and get that a bit closer. Whole load of nameplates. It won't really focus on that, it's quite difficult. But their website is 247 Developments, and that's all as one, but the number 247, literally 2, a 4 and a 7, then developments.co.uk. And they've got a great range in a number of different scales as well. It's not just double O, they do, I know they certainly do O gauge, they sent over some O gauge ones as well. But what I really like about the nameplates that they do in particular was the nameplates of things like industrial locomotives, and we actually have a Gronk that goes by the name of Zoe.
Yes, we do.
And also I think there's
a big old loco called Jenny as well.
I think it's I'm trying to remember which one. It might even be a W4 Peckett called Jenny. But really, really great. We did a full video on them, so if you're looking for nameplates, that's the one that I can recommend.
Oh, Jackie LFC Gerard says that she's lost her mother last month.
I'm really sorry to hear that, and you have our condolences, and I hope you are well, but obviously very difficult time, and we wish you all the best.
Yeah. It can't be easy.
Kingspan Cutting says, I had a Duchess of Kent on pre-order with rails and lost out, but on the plus side I got a B17 Kilveston Hall for £99.50. And that kind of brings us back to the video I did on Friday about good value models out there. I really do think that we're going to see less and less of these sort of bargain sales. That's my gut feeling. We're already seeing less than we did a few years ago. But get them whilst they're about. There are still some great bargains to be had. If you go and have a look at that video, we've got some affiliate links there that help you find them. But also, don't neglect the Bachmann K3. That is available from Railswell. We did do a review video on that. And also the Aspinall Radial, the 242 Radial. I think they've got a few left of that, and that is a really great price. And they've also got the W4 Peckett on sale at the moment as well. Which wasn't on sale at the point that I filmed the Friday video, but I think they then went on sale as that video went live. So they didn't give me the heads up, so I wasn't able to put anything in. But they are a great locomotive as well. Right, Matt Maz 2, big hello to you. Growler Blackwood Engaged Layout, hi to you. Tim Condrup says, Jenny, what is the temperature in the loft? It's like 19 degrees C. I don't know. We're not doing too bad. It's not as hot as it's been in previous weeks. Fat Wallet Boy 2 says, interesting to hear Hornby's max discount is 10% and Bachmann's is still, I believe, 15%. I suspect that it's only for a period of time. It's not forever. There comes a point where things do go in the sale. David Watt says 325 watching. Is that a record? No, the record is 328. So we're coming very close. But certainly, don't forget, the best way that you can help the channel for absolutely free is to share the stream on social media. Let others know about us and what we do here. And also tickle that like button. Belmont Junction, hi to you. Leslie Gilpin as well. Robert Ward says, Jenny, what do you think of Kerno's London and South Western Railway road van? Thoughts? Well, Graham Muzz, I think it was Graham Muzz, did the, he shared the EP, I think it is, and it does look very, very nice. It's one I think we've all been waiting for quite some time. It was certainly announced before Hornby's London and South Western Railway Warner road van. The two are completely different diagrams, so they're complementary rather than competitive. But certainly the Kernow Model Centre one does look really, really good. And now it's been freed of the shackles of DJM for the development, I think things are progressing much faster now. And it is one that I am really looking forward to. Not seeing any problems from the EP, and definitely people in the know do seem to be saying very favourable things about it. Right, how far behind am I?
Probably very.
Brian Moser says we have just taken over LFC plates. Right, so there's definitely some different sources for nameplates, but certainly there's some great stuff out there. And they do really improve a lot of locomotives, especially if you want to renumber stuff. James Nagus says, I love cake. Who doesn't? Rule 1 model railways, hi to you. Southern Train Girl also likes bread and butter pudding. I'm still not convinced. Right, keep calm and make stuff. Loco looks good in blue. Went to Didcot today, saw King looks cracking in blue. Yeah, the experimental blue, I do love that livery. Where's it gone? Oh,
It's over there. Jen,
somewhere at the back. Yes.
just a quick question.
Yes, cupboard monkey.
Where's the TARDIS? Because everyone's looking for it and no one can find it.
Oh, I know where it is. Why have we not got any picture? Ah, right, no, not that one. Go to this
Oh,
one.
so we were on the right one.
Is it in shot?
Have you hidden it somewhere that it can't be seen?
Oh, yeah. It's basically on the screen behind. It's where my hand is there. It's not actually quite
Jenny.
in shot. So, let me go and move it. See? See? It is here. And I'm going to put it in a Cupboard Monkey related location. So, Leslie Gilpin, ham shackles and bread and butter, margarine. Yeah, margarine. People said margarine was cheap and nasty, but I always preferred it to butter. My grandmother on my father's side always used to have big, they were like 4-litre, like industrial sized tubs of margarine. I always remember that. And it was Stork margarine, that was the one. Is that still about, Stork margarine?
Oh yeah, you can still get that.
The Fantasy Trains, that is so cute. Aiden's Railways, hi to you. Hi Jenny, who was it that you mentioned a few weeks back? Oh, sorry, I'm slowly getting there.
So
David
behind.
Watts, actually yes, did the Athol come with certificate 0, and if so, do Hornby want it back? Yes, it did come with a certificate 0, and yes, Hornby do want it back. They've accidentally sent out their archive copy, so currently in the process of arranging a swap a la Bridge of Spies sort of thing. It's okay. I mean, the certificates don't really mean a lot to me. At the end of the day, I'm never really going to sell it, so what's the point for me?
Yeah, you just want to run your locals, don't you? You want to play with your choo-choos.
Yeah.
Choo-choo.
And, you know, at the end of the day, the it's just coming into shot on this camera. The Duchess of Athol, excuse me, it's a great performer, and that extra, excuse me, that extra weight is it will just pull and pull.
It was worth the wait, was it?
Yeah. So I get hiccups, lots of gas. But what's interesting is the train that it's pulling is every single one of my LMS coaches in LMS livery, plus 2 LMS liveried horse boxes from Hornby. That's all I own. I've got this huge collection, and actually the coaches I have for locomotives in anything other than BR liveries is actually quite pathetic. I own 3 LMS coaches. I own 3 Great Western Railway coaches. I've got 3 Southeastern and Chatham Railway coaches, and I think I've got about a dozen LNER Gresleys, and that's it. Paul O'Donovan, good evening from Ireland. There was a record store day last Saturday. What about model railway store day to get people into shops?
There was a record store day. Oh, we missed it.
I didn't. I was listening about it on the radio.
You should
I
have
was
told
hip and down with
I'd
the
have been
kids.
down there. I'd have been down there ordering stuff for you. You know I would.
Yeah. I was hip and down with the kids. I heard it from Mr. Jam. That's Mr. Jam to you. He was actually on that hooligan driver simulator that you like so much.
Oh, Forza.
Yeah, he's one of the DJs on that. Is Mr. Jam. J. Paul Anderson, what precisely is going on with Rails and Hornby? Will Rails not be stocking Hornby in the future at all? At the moment, that is the case, and I can't. There's lots of things that we can't really talk about for commercially sensitive reasons, or because they're just speculation.
Or because they haven't told you.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's basically trying to put add together 2 and 1 to make 4. We're not going to go there, but at the moment, never say never. It might all get sorted out, but just watch this space. Hythe Kent says, Jenny, could I see some of your ground light signals, please? Unfortunately, the roving cam doesn't actually stretch far enough to show you where the working ground signals are.
Next week.
Next week we will have a longer fly lead for the roving cam, so we will be able to show you then. Naive Gage says, I had sticky toffee porridge. Sticky toffee porridge? Ooh, Tell me more, Sensei.
You're all making me want food.
By the way, incidentally, we've just beat the record. We have 332 people watching at the moment, which is an all-time record for the channel. So, woohoo!
Yay!
If we had party poppers, we wouldn't pull them up here, because have you any idea how long it would take to clean that off this model railway?
You have a pretty good idea.
But thank you ever so much, guys. This is a record live stream, and this is entirely because you guys are so excellent that everybody wants to come and hang out with us. We are the cool kids. But also a big thank you to all of you who are sharing the stream on social media, and it's you guys who make it happen.
Yeah, well, I don't know about whether we're the cool kids. We're definitely happy to have people here to chat with and just enjoy the locomotives, basically, isn't it? So,
Moreland Model Railways Andy says, I will look you up after the stream crossways. But don't. What's that? Oh, you can't put that on that train because it won't fit under the bridge. It's very tight clearance. Now, get the cupboard monkey put the TARDIS on that train. Now, you can put it on other trains, but where's the car you removed?
It's over here. I'll put it back on when it comes round.
Okay.
We've got an interesting one here. Ronald Moritz says, Barry Davis has been commenting on his channel saying Hornby should change their marketing strategies and stop doing super duper models to concentrate on the popular stuff. I would have thought there'd be room for a bit of everything.
And there's a lot of their super duper models are actually very popular. Now, the W4 Peckett has been a consistently great seller, and actually they appear to be doing really well out of the Terrier. That's another high performer for them. But the Duchess of Athol has, within the parameters set for it, been incredibly successful. Their A4 Pacific is always a very successful model. So you could argue that actually a lot of that, they've got more hits than they have misses. And I think the only bit of a clunker that they've dropped that I can remember is either the first production run of the 72XX, 42XX and 52XX tanks, which they did correct. The L1 tank was a bit of a and the Adams Radial as well, but then again the Oxford Rail version as well had similar problems. So I think there's something integral to that particular design of locomotive that is not conducive to being reproduced in model form. Timber Surf says, I give up promoting my channel, never increased by much, and get hacked off with others that start 6 months ago and now double my number. I absolutely feel for you, because we've seen with the Cupboard Monkey has struggled a lot, and the Cupboard Monkey's been on the go for longer than me.
I've been on YouTube since 3 months after YouTube started.
Yeah. So you were there at the start. You should have made more effort. You could have been really big. You could have been like Casey Neistat or PewDiePie by now.
I don't think I would have been.
No,
but you've got to remember that I'm just I'm just enjoying what I do on YouTube. Like when I make those massive films about games, it's because I want to make a massive film about games. I'm not trying to be a professional YouTuber. I'm a filmmaker.
Well, I mean, I'm not a professional YouTuber. We're just having a great time and sharing the most wonderful hobby that anybody can have. Shut up, cupboard monkey. Essentially, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Right. Yeah, and there's channels which turn up, and I watch them. They turn up, and they've got like 100 subscribers, and all of a sudden, it's like the next time you look, they have 60,000 subscribers, and you're like, what the? And you look at the videos, and you're like, I'm none the wiser how this has happened.
Some people are just very, very good at getting noticed and selling themselves.
Yeah, I think
exactly how you do it.
Yeah, and I think as well that it's a lot about, you have to be a bit of an extrovert. You have to be a character that comes across quite well on the screen. That can be quite important as well. But also never neglect, tapping into doing something that people want to see in a way that engages them.
Yeah, and also if you're doing exactly the same as everyone else, you're not going to make it. Because everyone else is already doing it.
Very much. You've got to think, what is your USP, your unique selling point? David Watts asks, did you get an etched name for the Garrett? I didn't know, actually. I didn't.
You've not got round to it yet. You keep mentioning doing it.
Yeah, I need to get around to it. And then I can say, yes, I have around to it. Jeff Unsworth, hi to you. Pork Chop Express.
Oh my goodness. I would love it if you named the Garrett round to it.
So, B. Mozza, do you have a nameplate for round to it? The other one you should do is Lord Elpus. I think that would be a popular one as well.
James Long says, what are we playing at the moment? Because he's just picked up Train Sim World 2020 on PS4, as well as playing Red Dead Online. At the moment, I'm still playing Elder Scrolls Online. I'm trying to finish all the quests to get the achievement for doing all of the regions, which I'm almost there for. We're also playing a bit of Train Sim World and a lot of Forza Horizon 4.
Yes, you are, aren't you?
Jenny, on the other hand, isn't playing anything at all.
I don't play computer games. I really must install Railroad Tycoon on here.
The last game you played was Worms Armageddon with me on a live stream.
Technically, yes, I think so, yes. Mary Church Model Railway. Jenny just picked up a Hornby Hunt class, brand new, £55 DCC ready. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of great buys out there. I know that we generally link to the ones at Rails, but certainly Model Railways Direct, I got, where's it gone? Somewhere up here, I've got... I did say I was going to get one, and I did. So I got Leadenhall, the Hornby Terrier.
That is a nice looking livery.
It is actually, yeah.
It's quite eye-catching.
Yeah, let's...
guys, what's this program you keep talking about? iTrain? Is this some kind of control thing for DCC or something? Is that how it works?
I don't know what it is, but it does sound like it could be something like that.
Yeah.
So let's get the little terrier up to speed.
According to Simon's Trains, just before you went live, YouTube fed people an advert for Train Sim World 2020.
Hey, it's starting to work out what our content's about.
Yeah. It does annoy me a little bit that the first thing that happens is you end up with an advert before the live stream. Because that means that you're further behind. But I didn't get the advert, so it's not everyone.
Neither did I. Mike in Superwoodham Junction, hi to you. Liam at New Mills Model Railway. It helps the little shops who can't compete with such massive discounts from big shops. Definitely, and it's one of the reasons I do understand why both Hornby and Bachmann try and do that. They are helping out the little shops, and there's nothing more galling as a small independent model shop to buy your stock from the likes of Hornby or Bachmann or wherever, and then find that the big box shifters are selling it for less than what you paid for your stock, and then everybody thinks that why don't you match Hatton's price? It's like, because I'm not going to sell at a loss, am I? So I do understand where the big retailers, the big manufacturers even, are coming from. but it's a very difficult area because of the retail price maintenance legislation. But I do understand that actually, we, to some degree, we do need to support local model shops. Big hello to Clive Cobold. I'm well behind. Kingspan Cutting says Zoe has hidden the TARDIS well this week. This is how far behind I'm. 1944. God, I'm nearly 15 minutes behind. Hello, Robert Cesare. Southern Train Girl. Hi to you. Daryl Hearn. Good evening. Been a while, been busy, managed to get Bachman's double brake van set half price on my first visit to Rails, plus a Class 66 Tom Moore. Is that the Network Southeast ones? I've got them around somewhere. Yeah, they're over there behind me somewhere. I love that set. I saw them when they first came out, went, I'm not paying that. And then luckily they came out in the sales and I got one quite cheap. I did do a review on it. I'm a sucker for, I like Gronks. And I like brake vans in lots of different liveries because they did carry a lot of different liveries, so it's really great. Philip Page, aha, local boy. Good evening, everyone from West Orton. Hi to you. Devil says, my local club has reopened. You have to book a place. There's no more than 8 people at once in a clubhouse, but it's open most of the week. A step towards normality.
That is good news. Let's open it up again.
Definitely, yeah. David Watt says certificates mean nothing to me either. I even run my 18-carat gold-plated locos. The valve gear looks great.
Oh
yeah, and that's
goodness.
it. I mean, at the end of the day, actually, yeah, they're about matched on speed. Maybe slow that one down slightly. So you'll see Leadenhall going round quite nicely there. At the end of the day, I know I don't buy these to make money or family heirlooms and all this kind of nonsense. I buy a locomotive to run it. So we've got the Duchess of Atholl going round, and it is a very expensive locomotive. It's about £250, brand new at full RRP, plus the cost of a decoder that's in there. Yeah, that's a lot of money for a train, but even so, the blue Princess Royal that's going round as well, that you'll see hoving into view now, that in itself, it's sound fitted. You know, you're looking at like 160, 170 quid's worth of train, and I'm quite happy to run these things. Taff Vale Railway with Dave Williams. Margarine is one molecule away from being plaid to the seed. I think that's supposed to be plasticine. I can imagine actually. Naive Gauge. I have been put off Train Controller a bit by rumour that the developer is treating UK customers badly because he is anti-Brexit. I might go to iTrains. I think this is referring to something.
It's sad when people let their politics get in.
Yeah, it's like I always say, do they want to make money or not? You know, what are they in business for? Because if it's not to make money, then really they're in the wrong business. Let's have a look. Jackie, LFC Gerard, hi Dave and Hooch, woof woof. We've got loads of new people in. It's great to see so many new names. Bang Got You Junction, Carl Broad, Rails, Hornby train exit. Yeah, Hornby's here to stay, as is Rails. Hopefully things will get sorted out, but at the moment, but I'm sure that something will sort out in the end. Hythe Kent says, congrats on breaking record. Thank you very much. But you know, I couldn't do it without you guys, and I always feel absolutely honoured that you guys choose to spend your Monday evening here with me on Where You Are, just talking trains, watching trains, and bringing the community together, because that's what it's all about. Let's have a look. Robert Woodhouse, hi to you. Elven Home Engage Model Railway, hello again, just back from cooking dinner. Dinner.
I could do with some dinner.
James's
Jenny,
Railway,
can we order a
60. No, we
pizza?
can't. 64 years modelling. You can go out
Jenny's
to the
being mean.
Cupboard Monkey.
Jenny's being
Cupboard
mean.
Monkey. You can go out to the shop and buy 2 pizzas, but we are not ordering takeaway pizzas. We're fat enough as it is.
See how she treats me, guys. This is what I have to put up with when you're not on live stream.
Big hello, John Slade. Kelly Ashford. I'm celebrating my first YouTube anniversary. My channel, Kelly Ashford Trains, is 1 year old. It's a great milestone, and here's to the next year. But really glad that you've joined us tonight. And Kelly, I hope you approve. We've actually got 3 steam locomotives going round. So what have we actually got? I don't think I've actually officially name-checked the locomotive fleet. We've got a Class 20 on the innermost line, but actually you don't really get to see that much. But we do have the all-new Hornby 00, Duchess of Atholl going around the outside. We've got a Princess Royal on the next track in. We've got a Gronk that Simon Trains MRS got to pick because it very generously donated £10. And what else have we got? Oh, there's also a little terrier popping around somewhere, wherever it's gone. Leadenhall, number 48, which I believe it was one of the few terriers that never actually passed into another railway company's ownership. It was scrapped by the London Brighton South Coast Railway in about 1906. So actually an early casualty from the terrier fleet. So a bit of an unusual, model to do in prototype form. James sucks in live. Jenny, can you run the Helgen class 05? Possibly a little bit later on. And Simon Trains MRS says TARDIS being towed by a Gronk. Oh, that's
Jenny, you're so far behind.
Right, as I always say, if I've missed out a question, I'm not ignoring you. I'm so well behind with the comments. There's a lot of people. As the Monday Club grows, so it gets really hard to keep up with comments. So I'm going to flick to the...
Everyone's saying you should let me order a pizza.
No, I don't see that.
I do.
Leslie Gilpin says, just been given the last of the Welsh cakes, drop scones, girdle stones, griddle scones I made yesterday. Ooh. My mother makes Welsh cakes, and she's got a proper Welsh griddle that she got from her great-grandmother, and she is Welsh as well, and they are amazing. So apparently my little sister has learnt the recipe. Right, Ginty Steam says, can we ask questions here? Definitely, yes. Yeah. As I always say, always, if I can answer them, I will. St Mary Church Motherwell, Welsh cakes, definitely. Hythe Kent says, I bought Leadenhall last month. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I got mine from Model Railways Direct. Yeah, I got Model Railways, mine from Model Railways Direct. I got the last one that they had in stock, but it was a really great price. Then somebody said, oh, I hear you're after a Leadenhall. There's this shop selling it at what turned out to be £5 cheaper. But I'll be honest with you, you should never regret that. You've got to think it was a price I was happy to pay for that model. Never have any regrets.
Naive Gage says we should start a home gymming channel, then we can order a pizza.
No! Tim Condrup says it's the 1st of September tomorrow. The year's gone quick. It has actually. Now 2020 has been a weird kind of year, but it has actually. I feel it's gone quick as well, it has to be said.
Everyone's talking about takeaway pizzas.
Big Sid says, I like a bit of Navy cake. James G. Robertson says, are Pico still going? Yes, they are. And their production is less than it was pre-COVID because of social distancing requirements at the factory. And it is creating some short supply issues with a lot of especially track components. But they are making the track. It is getting out there, so do persevere. And when I spoke to Jack Morgan at Hattons, he said they are getting regular deliveries of track, but it's not enough to meet demand. So really the best way of getting track, if you're desperate for track, is to put an order in with your retailer of choice, and that way you're first in the queue when the actual delivery turns up.
Yeah, Hyde Kent's saying what I was thinking. Navy cake, what's that?
I reckon it's like a like a fruit cake.
Zach at Nexus Gaming. Hi, Zach.
Big hello to you, Zach.
LA Pizza from Bolton.
LA, but we've used them in the dim and distant past, but not recently.
They may be the first pizza place from Bolton that I had a pizza from, because you ordered from them.
Yeah, they were. It was a case of what menus were on the mat of the house when we moved in. Rule 1 Model Railways, don't encourage
Even before that,
Garthian, hello to you. Garthian, of course, a big supporter of the channel. And I should run that Garrett at some point, actually. It's not been out for a while.
Garrett.
It would have to replace the Gronk.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a toughie.
Actually, no, it's going to replace the Duchess of Atholl in a bit, I
Oh
think.
my goodness, you're going to stop running the Duchess?
Yeah, somebody's got to motivate me, though. Russell Benton says, I think the Duchess, Princess and Terrier were all preserved at Butlins, and that's why we have them today. Yes, certainly. Billy Butlin bought 2 terriers that I can think of, and also 2 Princess Coronation class as well. I'm trying to think, was there another one? Was there a B4 dock tank that he bought as well? I'm not sure. I know that there's 2 Duchesses and at least 2 terriers that survive.
We've got a couple of people who say they spotted the TARDIS. It's not enough to say you've spotted it, you have to tell us where it is.
57305 Northern Princess says, I've been watching Doctor Who from the very start. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm currently waiting for Fury from the Deep to be released on the 14th. Whoa! Back that train up. Fury from the Deep? Is there a new one coming out?
I think he's talking about Blu-ray, isn't he? Or I'm sure we got Fury from the Deep. I'll have a look in a moment.
You have piqued our interest. We're actually doing the same. We decided to...
We're up to, was it Land of the Giants or something?
Land of the Giants.
Planet of Giants.
We're still on the first Doctor. We go a bit slow on account of we then went and watched the entirety of Friends and then Frasier.
Row One Model Railways, yep. Then Ben Tullett and Simon's Trains have all spotted where the TARDIS is, and Tim Condrup as well. Notice that it's between the wagons. Jen, could you move the TARDIS, please?
Yeah, I will do in a moment. I'm just trying to read the comments before they disappear off the screen. For the Love of Movies says, do you like garlic sauce with pizza, Jenny? Oh, come on. Who doesn't like garlic sauce?
Don't talk about pizza.
Do you know what's better with garlic sauce? Chips. Especially if they're a bit cheesy. Bit of grated mozzarella. Ben Tullett says, Garrett. Well, you will see. Rule 1 Model Railways, TARDIS next to the tanker. Definitely. Garthian says, by the silver tanker, 3rd storage line from the high level. I'm just having a look. I can see it on the silver tanker. Where? That's weird. I can see it on this. Where is that? Where did she put it? No, I can't see it. Where is it being put? Oh. Don't know where it is. Right, anywho, don't forget as well, don't forget to tickle that like button and share the stream on social media as well, really important. And we've got New Junction. Big hello to New Junction, great to see you. And New Junction, I haven't forgot about your turbot, and I now know how to pronounce it. I'll be boxing that up and hopefully getting that in the post to you tomorrow.
It is a new
Oh
release.
my word! Haven Rail says, £10 says, go buy an LMS coach. LMS rules. Oh, thank you very much, Haven Rail. That is incredibly generous of you.
Thank you
and of
so
course,
much.
Haven Rail, I think you should pick the next Locomotive change, because that is a very, very generous donation there. So Haven Rail, that is entirely up to you. If you wish to pick a Locomotive change, we will put that on for you. Ben Tullett says, Jenny has lost the TARDIS. Yeah, where did you put it?
Oh, there, man. Next to the BP.
Oh, wait, hey, man. Right.
Next to the tankers.
Yeah. Oh, Tim Condrup says, have you had chips, cheese and gravy? Oh, yes. Oh, living the dream. You alright?
Fury from the Deep is animated. The Evil of the Daleks and the Abominable Snowman are rumoured to be animated as well.
Excellent. Right, Chinty Steam says, could you give a building tip about making a square girder bridges such as seen on the Great Central Railway? I actually really like the Pico Many Ways girder kits. They are very, very good and incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Adaptive to be able to make all manner of bridges such as those. But the lattice girders that quite often they had for the sort of handrails at the side, the only way I know to really convincingly make that is using microstrip, and it's very laborious. Unless somebody knows of a manufacturer that makes that lattice girders, but certainly the Pico Many Ways Vary girder kit I would well recommend for that, and that's how I think it's on. Is it on this angle? Do we see? Oh, you can just behind the text see one of my girder bridges there. What are you doing there? You're pushing past me.
Since you weren't.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Even Rail says I should choose a train to put on.
Sorry, hey, is that Haven
Yeah.
Rail? You sure Haven Rail? Because
I don't know what I'm talking about.
it says the Duchess is fine for me, so we have to leave the Duchess on. Which loco would you like? You've already got a Gronk, so it cannot be a Gronk because we already have a Gronk.
I think it should be another Gronk.
No, not another Gronk. People were talking about the Garrett. Would the
Let's
Garrett?
Garrett it up. It is a beautiful one, I have to admit.
Yeah. Right, so I think the Princess is going to. I'm going to bring the Princess round, and then we're going to Garrett it up. So, this Princess is a lovely loco, it has to be said. I did a full review on the channel a little while ago.
Everyone's saying let me have a pizza, proper pizza.
No, you can't have a proper pizza.
You're horrible to me.
No, I'm watching our way. I'm making a stand. You're supposed to say, well, your woodworkings are not up to very much.
So not nice. So
Oh, stop it! You know, oh, don't, you know that. Oh, please, people, don't encourage you.
Oh. Oh.
Right, trying not to drop the Garrett. Ugh.
It's a big one, isn't it? It's a big boy. Here it comes.
Down the street. Right. Keep looking at the comments, Cupboard Monkey.
Everyone else is having pizzas.
And that's 4986.
Mike and Sue at Pudham Junction says, Jenny, do you ever change scenery items, or do you ever change scenery items out to change the seasons on your layout?
I do on my exhibition layout, but not on. So hold on, I can't. 4986. Let me get this in first. Not on Weir Yard, but I do on Grove Street Yard.
Everyone's saying we should have pizza. Jen, bow to peer pressure.
I don't think we should.
Bow to peer pressure, Jenny.
No. So there we are for Haven Rail. Even though you're quite happy with the Princess, we're going all LMS all of the time. So that's the Garrett, and thank you again, Haven Rail. That was an incredibly generous donation through the super
Well,
chat.
thank you so much.
And don't forget, everybody, tickle that like button, share the stream on social media, let other people know about the Monday Club Vibe, the greatest place to hang out on a Monday night between 7 and 9 UK time. I'm getting sort of like slowly more and more specific, just to cover my back.
Naive Gage says, Cupboard Monkey, if you were to be allowed to have a pizza, what sort of pizza would you have? Well, I'm vegetarian, so it would be a vegetable pizza.
Jonesy Tiny Weird Transport Monkey, have you tried Nutella pizza chocolate spread? That sounds like, do you remember in the late 80s?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pizza.
With like chocolate spread and marshmallows. It was revolting. Even now the memory from childhood it burns.
I haven't had a Nutella pizza. Melchester Model Railway says the Pizza Express stops at Bolton. You're all making me so hungry. It's not fair.
Kelly Ashford, James Terriers, Paul Genesis coaches. You can pre-order some now from Hatton's. Definitely. I mean, the more I see of the Hatton's Project Genesis, the more I want so many. I basically, it's like, here's the deeds to my house. There's my bank account details, and my birth certificate, my mother's maiden name. Just like hook me in. I'm basically in hock to you for the next 10 years. There are so many of those Project Genesis coaches that I really, really want. It has to be said.
Garthian says, anyone remember Heinz Baked Beans Pizza? Thankfully not.
Was that basically? It was a cheese and tomato pizza, but it had beans on as well. I do vaguely, and actually, it wasn't as bad as you might think.
North End says a good vegetable pizza is green peppers, onions, mushrooms, and chilies with garlic. I would add
Not the mushrooms.
jalapeno peppers as
No,
well.
no,
I
no, no, no.
love a spicy pizza.
For me, I like the Donor Meat Feast pizza. That is a good one.
You're all making me so hungry.
Gordon McIlroy deep fried Mars bars. No, I know somebody who tried one, and they basically they went into a sugar and fat coma. Mike and Sue Pudham Junction here in Scotland, you can get haggis pizza. Actually, I could go with that.
I could imagine that actually not being too bad.
I quite like haggis, actually.
I like the vegetarian haggis that we have every time we go to Burns Night.
Tim Condrup says, what beach is near to you? My West Shore and North Shore in Llandudno, where I live. I think from here, Blackpool is... Yeah, I think Blackpool is our closest beach here. Let's have a look. Leslie Dickinson, yay for the Garrett, never regretted buying mine. Yeah, actually,
I don't think you have either, have you?
I haven't regretted it either, and
It's
I
got
must say,
so many interesting details.
it is a brilliant model, and a big thank you as well to Garthian, who, if anybody can remember back to that time, left me gobsmacked by donating 200 quid for basically swaying me and say, look, just go and buy it, stop messing about, stop
And you
loving
did.
and I did.
Which is why we should get a nameplate that says Garfield for it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. We do need to sort that out.
This is an interesting question from Ed Tall. How would you weather the Garrett?
Carefully. One interesting thing is that Helgen do factory weathered versions. I think they do some lightly weathered and some heavily weathered. And actually, as you may have seen from when I did the Class 33 review last Wednesday, are you all right, Cupboard Monkey?
Oh,
Cupboard Monkey's having a migraine moment, I think. You've gone bright red. Are you okay?
it's a cluster headache. It's like someone's drilling into my head.
Yeah, they
Don't
do
worry,
go
it'll
quickly.
go away. It's just
It's always
intense.
scary when you guys can't see this, but the Cupboard Monkey's gone bright red and was like going. And it's I get them occasionally as well, and I can actually. Pain has a smell. Now I do have synesthesia as well. It tends to manifest with music is the thing, but pain has a smell, and when I have a migraine, I can smell pain.
What's it smell like? That's what we're going to get questions now. What does it smell like?
See, synesthesia doesn't have to make sense. You basically, if you smell a pain, it's like in my head, I can remember the memory of what it smells in inverted commas like, but it's not anything I can describe. Synesthesia doesn't let you describe a lot of these sensations because they're indescribable.
Oh.
Hello, this is an automated bot says. Hello all. Well, what else would hello, this is an automated bot say? Clive
Bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Lee Holden, love my Garrett, that's the perfect name. The lightly weathered one, and it looks amazing. It's definitely... Nexus Gaming, whoop whoop, 300 watches from Zach. Actually, 314 at the moment, and I did see 332, I think, at one point. David Watts says, yes, the Garrett is a great loco. I got the LMS black one with revolving bunker. But yeah, talking about weathering, the photographic grey one, you wouldn't really weather because it wouldn't stay in that livery for long and would be kept clean.
David Watts also says, does pain smell like Teen Spirit?
No, Teen Spirit smells an awful lot like Lynx and Desperation.
and clove cigarettes.
Clove cigarettes? Which 70s French film noir are you in?
Oh, Garthian spotted the TARDIS already. It's by the pillbox. It is by the pillbox.
All right, you're probably thinking, well, why have you put that random camera up for so long? I hope you're not flattening my static grass.
I put it there because we had a train going past.
Yeah, okay.
Flymo Chairman 1 says, apparently dark glasses would help my problems.
Yeah,
I'll have to get some prescription ones.
Yeah, it's funny actually. A lot of people do say migraines can be triggered by bright light, and also if you have a migraine, bright lights are bad. I know when I get a full-on migraine, bright lights are not a great thing for me.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they don't happen often. Ginty Steam says Terrier, definitely. We've got number 48 Leadenhall going round, which is pretty cool. I do like that London Brighton South Coast Railway ochre livery, and both Hornby and Rails Daypol have got that colour perfect. And it has to be said that, and I'm going to go up here and just pull it out, it's such an improvement over the old Terrier. This is the old Hornby Terrier, and it just looks faded. It's horrible. And even if you go further back, I mean, that was the last Terrier they did in that livery. But if you go back nearly 20 years, they still didn't get the colour right. So I've got Wadden there from probably about 2001, 2002. And it's also wrong, but the new one got the colour right. Don't forget, everybody, share the stream on social media if you haven't already done so. Definitely, yeah. I like that. Sharing's caring. What's that from?
The sharing app called Shareaholic, which used to be on all of our websites.
Yes, I remember that. But also tickle that like button if you haven't already done so. It's dropping a little bit. I think some people as well. It's bedtime around the globe. But 304 people in. We need to see at least 304 likes, if not more. So yeah, Ginty Steam says the old one just looks like a toy. It's not actually quite as bad as that, but even so, it's not a great model when you now see what is coming out from not one but two manufacturers. I'm going to change the colour light signal over here, and I'm going to do it on camera because I'm like that. So if you look just by the bridge, the girder bridge, that Leadenhall is just going underneath now. The light just changed to green. That is almost unseeable. So.
It's almost unwatchable, yeah. Naive Gauge says Care Bears the movie. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but yeah.
Sharing is caring.
It's a good film.
Yes, what's that? What are you doing spying on all these children? What?
We don't even know, Jimmy Savile.
Yeah. Southern Train Girl says just shared on Twitter. Thank you ever so much. That is brilliant. Hello, this is an automated bot. I'm working on my 5-inch gauge loco, District Ranger. Oh, excellent. The 5-inch gauge crowd, I must admit, Ollie at Wardle Road is very keen for me to get a 5-inch gauge loco, and I'm not disagreeing with him. I really want, there's some really nice Class 8 shunters in that gauge. But I'm thinking as well, I might persuade my father when he's finished his 4-inch Garrett road locomotive to actually delve into the world of 5-inch gauge and maybe build something.
You did enjoy it when you would
I loved that railway, and again a big thanks to Ollie at Wardle Road for getting me that invite. AD Pullen, that's it for me. Night all, time for the live stream. Well, look, you take care. Good night to you. It's been great to have you in, and hopefully we'll see you again next time. Don't forget as well that we have got that review of the Duchess of Atholl coming up on Wednesday, and also progress in the Weir Yard in the Loft on Friday, where we delve into the world of scale model scenery and Econ signals, and also Pico model seed. We've started, I say we, Cupboard Monkey never builds anything up here, but I've started putting various bits and pieces around. Oh, and also Enwins 3D. There's a new product from them. Finally found a home for it, which I don't know whether it'll show up on this.
What are we looking at?
That boiler. Oh, you can just see it down there by the brazier. But Enwins 3D, it's scenic thing, and it's like an old locomotive boiler and firebox. So that's in the scrapyard. So all of these are going to get covered on the Friday video. Garthian says just under 2 weeks and we get to finally meet at Statfold. Absolutely, really looking forward to that. So both myself and the Cupboard Monkey will be there. I actually looked the place up on. You're going to lean across all of the camera view?
No, I was just getting the TARDIS out because I put it in a position where you couldn't see it.
Fair enough. Really looking forward to that. Actually, I looked the place up on Google Maps, Google Maps, the satellite image where you look down, and really does look a very interesting place. Really looking forward to that. Kelly Ashford says, I'm in the process of buying the new Hornby 51XX large prairie tank engine in Great Western Green. I've noticed there's a few great deals on in that. It's started to slide down in price in a few places. And I like you, I like looking at that and thinking, actually, I really quite fancy one of them. And as soon as I started seeing the prices dropping a bit, it's like, ooh, let's see how low this goes. But yeah, that is definitely one that I'm looking for.
How low can you go?
Hello, this is an automated bot. Says, if you wanted to build a steam engine as a beginner, I would recommend building a Titch or a Juliet or even a Rob Roy. Actually, my father is quite experienced. He's built 3 4-inch gauge steam locomotives. Real, well, they are real. They work. You can sit on them and ride them. He's done 2 Garretts, and he's also done an Alfred Dodman single crank compound. So he could actually, maybe I should let him loose on one of the really impressive ones. That'd be good. Nexus Gaming says Grandad's Garrett is looking good. He said he's only got a few more things to get for it to run, and that's from Zach, who's my nephew. So he's seen the Garrett as well, and I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to film that.
Of course we are.
We need to film that. I think that makes
Naive Gauge has an interesting question here. At what gauge do you need to get a permission or license or oversight from the Department of Transport? I'd have thought 1 to 1.
No, if it goes on the road, you need a license for it. It's as simple as that. It also has to be insured. And it has to have a valid boiler test certificate.
Which is what Ham Shack is essentially saying.
It's equivalent of a MOT. There was talk about there being a separate license category for steam-powered vehicles, but I don't know whether that's come in. Anyway, my father and I would be able to apply for grandfather rights if they did that, because we've been driving the things for years.
And also he's a grandfather, so...
Jeff Hammond, Flint Hills. The Basildon Model Railway Show has just been cancelled. I think we're not going to see any model rail shows this year, and certainly we may even find that next year quite a few get cancelled as well, unfortunately. Minnie Westaston Junction says, has anyone heard or received their N-Gauge Captain Tom Loco from Daypol? I pre-ordered but haven't heard anything yet. Haven't heard anything about that. I really ought to ask Daypol. I will try and remember to drop them a line and find out about that. But Russell Benton, yes, absolutely. The Daypol GWR Mogul is apparently out on the 20th of September. I'm really looking forward to that. It's got some really great innovations on it. And a lot of those innovations are the same ones that we'll be seeing later on when the South Eastern Chatham Railway D-Class from Rails and Daypol comes out. So it'll be interesting to see them appearing on that Mogul, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I will be trying to get one of those, and hopefully we'll get a good review of that early on the channel.
Oh, March West Junction, noticed the TARDIS already in the scrapyard.
Yeah. Oh, it's an ideal location, isn't it? Tim Condrup, I'm a member of North Wales Model Engineering Society, and their track gauge is 5-inch and 3.5-inch. The other popular gauge is also 7.25-inch, but that's starting to get quite big and unwieldy. And one of the things that my father's got with his live steam is that they weigh about 3/4 of a ton, so it's not like you can just lift it up and stick it in the car. So it's the bigger you go, the more unwieldy they can get. David Scott says, how about a Burrell Showman's Loco? He never actually built one of them, but certainly it's something that I've seen a lot of them at shows. Are you breaking my scenery? You be very careful there, Cupboard Monkey.
I'm trying my best.
Kelly Ashford says, I'm buying from Chester Model Shop, where I'm the favourite customer. I've never actually... No! Cupboard Monkey, I said no, you nearly broke my signal.
I didn't break it.
No, you nearly did. I saw it, Ben. Not a model shop I've been to, but I must go to Chester, actually. I've got some friends who live in Chester. I haven't seen them in a few years now, actually. So once lockdown lifts...
That's what happens with invisible friends.
Yeah, is that what used to be the Model Zone? I remember the Model Zone in Chester, and of course Model Zone's gone bust, so I'm wondering if that's actually the Model Zone shop that's been rebranded. George Botterini, TARDIS near the boiler. Yeah, definitely. Hello, this is an automated bot. If you want to see my engine on the next Monday Club, I will link my Reddit, where I will post a few pictures. You can post a link in the description. Always happy for people to promote their own channels for once. Right. Ben Tullett says, I only want a large prairie tank locomotive with numbers 4150, as that's the one currently being restored at the Severn Valley Railway. It will come. A preserved example will definitely come, it has to be said. James G says, I've heard the first batch of the Hornby Rocket third-class coaches are going to be coming out in September. I'm really interested about those. Are they going to be successful, or are we going to find that the novelty of the Rocket fades over time? I don't know.
I have to admit, I want them to be successful because having a larger range of time periods just seems like the best option.
Haven Rail says, I'm off now. Been a good club nut tonight. Everyone be safe. You too as well, and thank you ever so much for that generous donation for the in the super chat. And of course, we've still got the Garrett going round. But you take care. It's been great having you in. It's actually a bit of a drop off. I think it's been a heavy duty bank holiday weekend for a lot of people. And it's probably a school night tonight if people haven't booked the week off. I know I'm lucky because Monday and Tuesday are always my days off, even though I do loads of filming.
You don't have days off, and consequently,
no,
I don't have days off either.
But certainly, looking forward to seeing you again, and you do take care now. But we're going to be. We got people's videos to show at some point.
I wasn't going to bother this week. I thought we were just doing the train running.
Fair enough. Well, we will stick to running
we can
trains.
if you want
no,
to.
No, it's all right. We'll save them for next week. So we're doing. We're just going to basically run trains and.
Garthian spotted the TARDIS correctly. Yes.
People love doing that. It's great, isn't it? Kelly Ashford says, I get a 10% discount off everything I buy. It's always good if you get a good relationship with your local model shop. Then it really, it's one of the things that local model shops can very much offer. Mark Rogerson says, there is a model rail show happening near Wales in September. That's interesting, actually. I do wonder whether they might fall foul of the social gathering rules.
Sorry, what?
A model rail show in September. What's that? You're not allowed more than 30 people.
Oh, yeah.
So they may find themselves a bit hampered, I have to say. Simon Trains MRS has been to that model shop in Chester. It's a nice shop. But is that the old model zone, or is it somewhere else? Wait. Oh, thank you very much. Just
place the TARDIS somewhere.
Place the TARDIS. Yeah, but people will just see my hand snake out and know exactly where to look. So there we go.
That's going to get knocked.
No, it won't. Yeah, Rumney Hythe and Dunchurch Railways 15-inch gauge as Witham model rail. Very much. I think a few people have been talking about that. I've never been on that. I would love to. I know that Laurel and Hardy filmed something there. Not an actual film, but there's a newsreel of Laurel and Hardy. I think reopening that or opening an extension on it. Way
that
back when.
photographic grey is so eye-catching.
It's why I picked it. Lee Holden says, without spoiling your review of the Duchess of Atholl, which of course is coming out on Wednesday, stay tuned for that, do you love it? Well, yes. I had a Duchess of Atholl, I still technically got it, it's at my parents' house, and actually my little nephews play with it these days on a 3-rail layout there, but I got a Duchess of Atholl when I was quite young. It was part of my model rail. It was a Hornby 001. So when this was announced, I think same for a lot of people, nostalgia does sell. And I have suggested this to Bachmann. Whether they follow up on it is another matter, but I suggested, hint hint, do please release the standard class 4 tank with the running number of 80054 with the early BR crest, because nostalgia sells, and a lot of people have them as the first model railway trains. But yes, I do love it, and I think it's a great model. They've not compromised the detail, but they've certainly got the vibe of a Hornby 00 model with that full die-cast one-piece body.
Ben Tullett says, Jenny, any news on this new TV programme you're featuring in? Is this the new episode of Crime Watch where you're playing a hedge?
No, I'm playing a bookshelf. There's no news, to be honest. That actually does remind me what I was supposed to be following up earlier this week and haven't. Last week. I haven't heard anything more. When I last heard, they were waiting for it to go through the commissioning process. So I honestly couldn't tell you. Even if I did know, I couldn't tell you. But I honestly don't know anything further. But certainly, it's an interesting TV series if it goes ahead. It's not like GMRC or Biggest Little Railway. This is something quite different, but that's all I can tell you really. New Junction says, I'm editing videos whilst listening. Oh, good. It's not distracting, is it? Because the cupboard monkey tells me off when I try and talk to her when she's editing videos.
That's because, Jen, I'm deaf.
Oh, right.
So if you're talking to me, I can't hear what is on the video.
Hello, this is an automated bot. Says, are you in West Yorkshire? No, we're actually in Lancashire.
No, it's just how she sits.
Yeah. Oh, right. Ham Shackleton says, I've heard a take that a Luftwaffe plane came over to strafe it, this is the Romney Hythe and Dumchurch Railway, and crashed into the ground because the pilot thought it was a full-size railway. I've heard that story too. I believe it's true. The pilot got disorientated because he thought it was a proper main line, and because it's only 15-inch gauge, it just went and he hit the ground. Oh dear. Melchester Model Railway, my rocket is now doing time in the display cabinet. I think I should probably put mine in a display cabinet as well.
Zach says to me, could you please maybe do a review of GTA 5 on your games channel? I would love you to do one because I'm new to the game and have no clue what I'm doing in it. Zach, you're not old enough to play Grand Theft Auto 5.
It's got rude stuff in. Does your mum actually know what's in that game? GTA San Andreas is my favourite. I don't know, is there like a re-release of that on later consoles?
There's a re-release on most things. You can play it on your phone.
What, GTA San Andreas?
Yeah.
Zach, play GTA San Andreas. It really is the best one. Right. Russell Benton says, we don't have a local model shop. Amazing in a city the size of Glasgow. That is actually quite amazing. And it's a bit like London. London is a bit of a desert for model shops. The only one I can think of really is something like Invicta Models in Sidcup. And that's actually out in the burbs.
Zach says he's allowed it because she bought it for him. That's not what we asked.
Yeah. Methinks your mother doesn't quite know what's in that game. Garthy and Stapfold have permission to have up to 1,000 people on site for enthusiast events. Right, so that model railway show might be able to go ahead.
Excellent. Mark Wilson says, what is Zoe's accent? I can't work it out. Okay, everyone, we're going to have a contest. Try and guess what my accent is.
South African? Oh yeah, you're from Bloemfontein, aren't you, originally?
I'm not going to say until everyone's had a chance to guess. And the person who manages to guess correctly can choose a train to run.
Leslie Dickinson said, just seen a customised P2 in BR livery is 6502 for sale at Olivia's Trades and looks awesome, but it's pricey. Yeah, Olivia's Trades can be pricey, but they've got some really interesting stuff, including they do a Class 13 conversion to order. I'd really love one, but I can't afford it. Timber Surf says it's not Model Zone, it was a new startup. This is the model shop in Chester. Simon Trains MRS says the same as well. Tim Condrup asks, was Bolton bombed in World War II? I'm not sure, it may have been. Not least because Horwich Locomotive Works is not far from here, so you would have thought that would have been a target. But I don't know, I've not particularly heard of anything. Wiven Model Railway says, we've been on the Romney Hythe and Dumchurch Railway. It was great fun, but quite expensive at about 20 quid return. David Watts asks, does anybody do 80080 as a model? I'm presuming that's a standard class 4 tank. If anybody does, it would be Bachmann.
We've got some interesting guesses on where I'm from.
Old Double Art says 200 likes equals a free pizza. No, I think we need to hit 300 likes for a pizza.
287 watching. We
could do. How many likes are there?
196.
I know. Okay, 250 likes. I will let the cupboard monkey order a pizza. So that's it, everybody. We need to get 250 likes. We need a like spike. And if we don't get enough people, you're going to have to go out there on social media and tell people, come on, come and like Spike this stream.
Please like it. I want a pizza. Good night, Zach.
Yeah, good night, Zach. You take care. Are you back to school tomorrow, or are you still on holiday? Clive Cobold says, hi, my model of the Northern Ireland Railways 80 class DMU is almost really. It says almost really now, and presumably it means almost ready now. Really interesting, actually. I do like some of the Northern Ireland Railway stuff. Scale does some great models as well.
We've had a couple of correct answers here. Tony Wright says Durham accent, and
yeah, but they know.
Leslie Gilpin says County Durham. So yeah, well, actually, Tony Wright, you have got it exactly right because I am from Durham. So Tony, what loco would you like us to run?
Yeah,
we now have 216 likes.
Big hello to Alan Reynolds, PVA J Cloth Alan.
Garthian is really good at this tonight. TARDIS by the signal box.
You are good. Kelly Ashford, many say I have an American accent, but I'm Welsh. The only snag is I can't speak Welsh fluently. I'm sticking to English. Never ddwen. You'll have you never ddwen. Joch and bar.
Yeah. Like my kisses.
Oh, be there.
The only thing I remember how to say in Welsh is pimp, because it's 5 and it sounds funny.
Is 7.
Yeah, and like my kisses.
Tri engine chen, which is the 3 railway engines in Welsh. I do actually have that book downstairs in Welsh. That's a bit of a rarity. But yes, we're going by here, but there. We're going to get on our scooter and go for some hula hoops and super whip. I can do an American accent, but it's a really stupid, stereotypical, make every American in the world cringe at it American accent. Wiven Model Railway says, my nearest is 12 miles away in Chelmsford, Essex. Russell Benton says, oops, the Gronk's caught the terrier. Oh, yes, it has as well. So... oh, it's like the world's slowest race.
Mark Wilson says, Yaki Da. I think that's Welsh. I honestly couldn't tell you.
We will assume so.
Welcome back, Richard. Garthian says he's also a huge fan of Doctor Who. Met several of the Doctors. I would love to meet some of the Doctors. I really would like to meet Sylvester McCoy.
And myself, we've got an autographed picture from Sylvester McCoy.
We have, because your sister's met him, but I haven't met him, and that doesn't count.
Mark Rogerson, Brecon Toyon train sale, Saturday the 5th of September. They ask people to wear face masks and observe the one-way system.
Tony Wright, who got the right answer, says, any SR locomotive, please.
Sorry, what, say?
Any SR locomotive.
Oh, right. Okay. Southern Railway Locomotive. What have we got?
Mark Wilson says Sylvester McCoy was old. He was not. He had some bad scripts. That's the problem. But if he'd stayed for a 4th series, it would have been amazing. The scripts that they had planned, and the idea of the Cartmel master plan to make the Doctor mysterious again, it would have been amazing.
Right, I'm going to take the terrier off.
Apparently Sylvester McCoy is great in person, just don't get him started on the Hobbit films.
Why is he...
He was Radagast the Brown, but Radagast the Brown isn't really in the Hobbit. So they had to kind of just make it up for him. He had a sled that was pulled by rabbits. That, to be honest with you, I find that pretty cool.
Alright, I'm going to take the Gronk off.
Oh, you're de-gronkifying.
Yes, we are de-gronkifying.
Oh.
And I'm going to put we're putting on a Southern Schools class, which is Charterhouse. Funnily enough, where the band members of Genesis originally met. So,
Naive Gage has an interesting question here. Do you run YouTube channel as a business? And are donations taxable? The YouTube channel isn't run like a business. It's part of All Mass Media, and donations are taxable.
Unfortunately, it's the same for all.
Any income
channels.
is taxable.
Even if it's not a business, if it's just an individual, you still have to pay tax on them. It's just one of those things. So. Change the camera angle. So.
Ron Francis says he would like to see 2 trains collide head-on. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think we're going to do
These
that.
things are expensive.
Yeah, too right they are. So there we are. We've got the Charterhouse Schools class going round. Did we get the like spike you're after? Because we got 305.
222. We need the likes. Please let me have a pizza, guys.
Yeah. What did I say? 250 likes. The cupboard monkey will be allowed to order a pizza by me. So that's the aim. Oh, thank you very much, Flymo Chairman 1. Don't forget as well, allmousemedia.com. If you go there, you can buy my books and the Cupboard Monkeys books as well. And if you ask really nice, we've got some great deals on actually. For is that where they go to get the comic book trio? Or do they have to follow a specific?
We
link?
never set up the thing for the comic collections together because we can't do it.
No. We had a special offer for the ones that we've got in the box under the stairs.
Yeah, it's on the.
Is it in the description box?
I can't.
I think
Jen, you're asking me and I can't remember. I really
think
can't
it might
remember.
be in the description box if you have to.
It's either on All Mass Media's website or yours. I can't remember which.
Flymo Chairman 1 is counting down the number of likes. I think apparently we're at 230. Oh my word, Minnie West Aston Junction says 26 more likes. We are having a like spike here. Thank you very much. James Pett says can't be having poor Zoe being underfed. Don't worry, that is not likely. 20 to go, says David Scott. Russell Benton says heading off. Good night, ladies. Thanks for the chat. You're absolutely welcome.
Have
it's
a great
been
night.
great having you on board. Jim Bell says, hi Jen, how's the Mamod? I haven't run it, to be honest. It won't go around the Garden Railway because the gradients are too steep for it.
We need to do a running session with a steam session.
Yeah, we should do at some point. Kingspan Cutting says, Jenny, if you let Zoe order a pizza, it will stop her fiddling with your signals. No, it won't.
No, it really won't.
Ronald Morritt, though, says, Zoe, a friend of mine met Sylvester McCoy. He said, bit of a moaning old geezer. See, it's funny actually. Sometimes it does depend on what kind of a day you catch them on. Because I met Pete Waterman, and a lot of people say he's a great character, but the day I met him, he was a miserable so-and-so. But I'm guessing I caught him on a bad day. So
that's the problem.
Always
Sometimes
bear that
people
in
have off
mind.
days.
Yeah. Also, Melchester Model Railway, that is absolutely true. If you hit the like button twice, it actually subtracts your like and it goes down.
Yeah. We've got a question here of are we running any videos tonight? Not tonight. We're just doing the running tonight. We are going to do a special next week, though, with the virtual model railway exhibition.
Very much. That is the plan. So next week will be...
we've planned it.
Yes. So if you want to send in your videos for next week, send the link, not the video itself. If you send it as an attachment, it won't end up on the show because it will just break in the email system. But send a link to your YouTube channel, to the video in particular, to zoe@zoerobinson.com. And that will allow us to show that to the world here on the Monday Club next week. And if we get a bumper crop of those, then we will devote a big chunk of next week's live stream to that. Because I always like to see you guys' layouts. It doesn't have to be a complete layout. It can be a work in progress. We like to see all sorts, and we've had some great inspiration even from people who might not consider themselves to be a great modeler, but we've seen some amazing ideas, and we love to see what you'd want to share with us. And also, of course, we'll name check the YouTube channels as
Absolutely.
well. North End Sidings Model Railway says 14, not far now. Good God, this is something we should do more often, and we get a big like spike.
You're making me hungry, though. My stomach's rumbling.
12 to go. Jeff Hammond Flint Hill says, please can you repeat that email, please? It's Zoe, spelled Z-O-E, at Zoe Robinson, and that's all one word, .com. And I'm sure that the Cupboard Monkey will put one in the comments.
Already have.
Yeah. Kingspan Cutting says, good night, Jenny and Zoe and everyone. Great stream as usual.
Mark
Thanks.
Wilson says, which
Absolutely
Doctor is Paul McGann? Paul McGann. He's the 8th Doctor, who was only on TV twice, and most people think once, but only on TV twice as the Doctor in the TV movie in '96.
Oh, and then there's that special
and
one.
as the special that was shown on the BBC Red Button, where he transformed into the War Doctor.
Is that the one where he's on the spaceship that's crashing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of a noob mistake to die in that one.
I thought that was amazing though, because they did exactly what I hoped would happen. They showed a previous Doctor, and he basically said, "Were you expecting someone else?"
I must say, I'd love to see the Paul McGann Doctor period, even just a series, and like do it as proper classic Who. None of this rubbish that they do now.
I recommend you read the books. The BBC Adventures, where he's the main Doctor, are amazing.
Apparently, it's 8 to go, and we've got 8 to go in 8 minutes. 7 in. So, old double art, order the pizza now, Zoe. The likes will be over. No. You're gonna have to wait. 7 to go, says George Botterini. So don't forget, we need another little like spike, and we've got 5.
6 to go.
6.
Come
have
on,
you remembered
guys.
to like?
I have.
Is that what you just did now?
Maybe.
Thank you, Fly Mode Chairman One. That is incredibly kind of you, sharing the link to the books. 3. Rule 1 Model Railway says oh no, but George Botterini now says 5. So North End Siding says Mother Rose, we can do this. Come in, like this video, and Cupboard Monkey can have a pizza. Don't forget to share on social media, and it might just happen. Brian Sims, just the YouTube link, definitely. Leslie Gilpin, absolutely right. George Botterini says 4. 2 more to go, just 2 for the Cupboard Monkey to get pizza. Oh,
252. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, the Cupboard Monkey gets to
order a pizza.
Okay, I've got to put the Cupboard Monkey on.
I am ordering a pizza right now.
So this is the Cupboard Monkey saying thank you to all of you for allowing her to order a pizza by giving us a massive like spike.
Thank you, guys.
It's been a great stream, actually. We've still got 278 people in, which is actually a really great. I think we've broken the record. I won't be certain until the stream ends, but I'm just going to let me just.
I am ordering right now.
Make sure there's no mushrooms on it. I'm allergic to mushrooms.
Allergic.
Ben Tullett, pizza time. Garthian says, well done, well earned. Melchester Model Railway says, Zoe should do an ordering the pizza vlog. And Crossways Point Junction says, the shop will be shut before you get there. No, it won't actually. I think they'll be open till like about 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Mark Wilson says, ham and pineapple. Ooh, controversial. Naive Gage says, look at the huge grin. Yes, beaming like a little kid, said David Watts. Ham Shackleton says, "Is that each for everybody watching?" Well, if you're in the room, you get a slice of pizza.
Suddenly we have a thunder outside as people rush to the door.
Yeah. Hello, this is an automated bot. Says my 5-inch gauge engine is 70 this year. My gosh. Leslie Gilpin says, I think next time we should be able to suggest the toppings. Careful, careful now, and keep calm and make stuff. Says, well done, Jenny. Mushrooms, spawn of Satan. They are actually, but I'm actually allergic to mushrooms. And
the order is confirmed.
Mushrooms have a horrible texture and a nasty taste. Why do people like them? But we're going to be starting to round off. So, like I said before, if you've got a YouTube channel, Model Railway related, it's last call for you to be able to let other people know in the comments about your channel and all the great content that you do. And we've also got coming up on Wednesday the full-on review of 6231 Duchess Vathol in the Hornby 00 Centenary range. I have so been looking forward to this, and so a big thank you especially to Simon Kohler at Hornby for managing to sort me one out after Rails lost their pre-orders and lost the Hornby their Hornby account. So I'm really grateful to Simon Kohler for sorting that out. And yes, they did accidentally send me certificate 0, but we're organising a swap for that, so Hornby will get that back.
James Pets, I can confirm that you have sent in your link. We will be showing that next week.
So brilliant. Going to the dog says, hi all, apologies for the delay in joining you. I have been busy uploading videos to my channel. So if you want to name check your channel, then let everybody know about what you've been putting up. That's absolutely fine. Within Model Railway says, Jenny, have you heard anything else on the rails of Sheffield Hornby bus stop? Nothing over what I said earlier on, which basically dispelled a couple of the rumours that are doing the rounds. It is nothing to do with financial situations, and as I understand it, it is also nothing to do with the discount level that's being offered to the end consumer. So both of those rumours, we can scotch them here and now. As to anything else, it would be unwise for me to speculate, and also there are of course commercial things and considerations, so there's a lot of things that I just can't really talk about. 57305 Northern Princess says, I like magic mushrooms. To the magic roundabout. Ben Tillett says, night everyone, stay safe. Timbersurf says, forget my channel, just check out my website, just Google Lumsdonia. So we'll do that. Morland Model Railway, Andy, great stream. Jenny and Zoe, thanks. Bye everyone, stay safe. Hello, this is an automated bot. My 5-inch gauge engine is extremely rare, and I think there might be only one in the world. I don't know. Also, you probably, if you haven't already done so, check out Ollie over at Wardle Road. He does a lot of 5-inch gauge themed videos. I
still find it amazing that he can keep a stable connection while live streaming from his phone on his 5-inch gauge.
Don Gets Model Railway says, I haven't been uploading anything. Wiring just isn't that photogenic. I know what you mean, but I think to people who want to see how it's done, it can be a very informative video, so don't dismiss it completely. Certainly as being a part of a video, some elements of wiring can be quite helpful, and I know that on my Friday video there's some brief stuff to do with wiring of the signal which you see at the top of the hump, which is part of that video. Lee Holden, good night Jenny and Zoe, thanks very much. David Watts says 246 watching, what was the record? I think we've beaten the record
320
tonight.
Was our record. 325?
I think it was 328, but I did see 332 at one point.
Okay, just as one final question to everyone.
Yeah?
If you could bring back any television programme from the past, what would it be? Jen?
Any television programme back from the past? I think it's got to be Friends. I think that there's such an overwhelming desire for complete closure on what happens next with Friends. For me, I would want to see probably a Friends film. I don't think it would support another series, but certainly a Friends film. And I always envisage it, like, hear me out on this. Chandler and Monica living in the burbs in a lovely house with kids, and Joey living in a room above the garage. That's how I envisage them. And I think that Ross and Rachel will be having on again, off again, and will be on a break or something. There'll be some kind of marriage glitch going on. And Phoebe, I don't know, she'll be carefree and mad.
We've got a fair few interesting ones here. Blake 7 seems to be a very popular one.
Brian Harper, yes, Minister. You could.
Oh, I would love that. But my show of choice would have to be Nightmare. I think these days Nightmare would make an interesting one.
Well, Don Gets Model Railway says Firefly. Old Double Art says Watch with Mother. Graham Smith Thompson, Star Cops. But North End Sidings Model Railway, I'd forgotten about this one. My TV show to revive would be Monkey. Do you remember that?
It's back. Netflix has got it. Two series of a new version.
J. Paul Anderson says Hornblower. Don Gets Model Railway. Firefly. Curry and Chips, was that a program? On the Buses says Jeff Unsworth. It's a Knockout, says Mark Wilson. But would that be with what was his name? Stuart Hall. How He Fell from Grace.
It's a Knockout. Only, I think, Richard Hammond would work as a good host.
Actually, because he did Total Wipeout.
Yeah.
George Botterini says Stargate. Ham Shackleton. Yeah. I'm with you actually on a lot of this. I don't have a TV, so couldn't care less. Sean Inkpen, Only Fools and Horses, Wyvern Model Railway. My mate has the whole series of Blake 7. Fly My Chairman, one agrees with George with Stargate. Leslie Dickinson says Heartbeat. Mark Wilson, Nightmare was not long enough. Garthian, The Prisoner. But The Prisoner rounded itself off because at the end they escaped and they sort of travelled into London on the back of that low loader and kind of just all got off and went about their way.
Can I just ask, for all of you who are suggesting Blake 7, can you answer this question for me? I saw some episodes when I was a kid, and the model of the ship in the show was a 3D model. They'd actually built the model.
Yeah.
But the model in the intro was a photo. Why?
Because cock-up.
It was weird. It came directly at the screen because it was a photo, like just being thrown to the screen.
They just zoomed at it.
Yeah. So what was going on?
I don't know. We've got Angel, Xena Warrior Princess, and Mr. Bean. Actually,
Angel deserved another series.
Wooden Tops, George and Mildred.
I need to know what happened after he tried to slay the dragon.
Was Street
Hawk was...
Is that the 80s thing with the motorbike?
Yes, the version of... basically like Nightmare. Not Nightmare. Like Knight Rider. And they were in the same universe. Knight Rider and Street Hawk could cross over.
Did they have a crossover episode?
I can't remember whether they crossed over, but their toy lines were crossed over.
I have a feeling there might have been a crossover episode when I presume Street Hawk was launched. They launched it by crossing over. I've seen that happen a few times.
I'd love to see the best ultimate crossover.
Terrorhawk, says Mark Wilson.
Knight Rider and Street Hawk in the same episode, and Automan.
Oh. Tim Condrup says Heidi High. And well, that ended with the Maplin's holiday camp shutting down. That was another one that just ended. Like, that was it.
Postman Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't his post office get closed and he had to move to one of those giant delivery centres?
I heard something about it. I never saw it. Flockton Flyer, gosh, that is a blast from the past. David Scott says it. That was the story that was, they filmed that on the West Somerset Railway. And not long after it reopened, and it was about reopening a railway line, and the Flockton Flyer was a pannier tank, I believe.
Southern Train Girl says they didn't have a crossover. That's a shame.
Oh.
Missed opportunity.
There's so many.
David Watts has a brilliant one. The Sarah Connor Chronicles. It ends on a cliffhanger.
Maybe they were setting it up for that.
They were setting it up for a third series, then got cancelled.
But we are running out of time, so all that is left to say is thank you all very, very much for coming and watching. It's been great to have you on board, and it's always you guys are what makes the Monday Club so great. And a big, big thank you to everybody who donated through the super chat. It is incredibly generous of you. And at the moment, I think I need some more LMS coaches, so I might just put it towards that. Because really, 3 LMS coaches, one of which is a full break, is a bit of a shambolic rake for a Duchess of Athol, so we need to improve that. But we've got the great video coming up on Wednesday reviewing the Duchess of Athol, Friday video, update on where you are, and then next week, we've also got a load of stuff on that as well, including... hopefully we're going to be reviewing. We've got the Brighton Works Terrier here from the Hornby Collectors Club. Is it worth the money? Is the club worth the money? I'm going to delve into that for you guys. And we're also going to be revisiting the top 5 best value for money ready to run models. And this time we're going diesels. We did Steam week before last. So by popular demand, we're also going to be visiting the top 5 best value for money diesel models that are out there on the market. But until then, you guys take great care. And
Thank you so much for coming along, guys.
Very much. We're going to end with a few minutes of just watching the trains go by so that I don't get cut off at the end of the stream. Because we can never quite judge it. So without further ado...
Do you want to wave? Wave bye-bye.
I'm going to wave as the cupboard monkey changes the view to just watching the trains go round. And you all take great care of yourself. Bye for now.
Good night, guys. Thanks for coming along. Oh, look at the little choo-choos.
And just in case you're wondering, we are still here, but we're just hanging on a bit so we don't get cut off. Was I actually on the screen there?
Only just. You're not very good at this, are you? You have to lean in further.